Hello, Wrexham fans. How are you? Today we start with some exciting news. There's a new signing. Oh my god, only good stuff. Stay with me until the end of the video, because there's a lot of important stuff for you to know. Let's get to it. Since taking over at Wrexham, Ryan and Rob have made no secret of their goals. They want to take the Red Dragons to the top of English football. And they've already proven they're not messing around. The club left the National League, moved up to League One, and is now in the Championship. All this in a very short time. This summer, the investment was heavy, around £40 million in signings. This shows that the board believes in the project and wants to provide Phil Parkinson with all the conditions necessary to have a team capable of achieving big goals. Of course, it will still take some time for all the players to truly gel, but expectations are only growing. Former Wrexham player Ben Tozer also spoke about this. In an interview with The Athletic, he highlighted that the team started the season well, even though they didn't achieve everything they deserved in the first few games. According to him, the squad is growing and evolving, and the recent victories over Preston and Millwall can give the group enormous confidence. And the question remains, what is the strongest team Wrexham can field today? Just imagine, Okonkwo in goal, a solid defense of Kakase, Doyle, Cody, Hyam, and Kabor. In midfield, Lewis O'Brien, Sheaf, and Rathbone, and up front, a powerful duo of Kiefer Moore and Nathan Broadhead. Is it possible to compete with any championship opponent or not? Of course, questions still remain. Will Sheaf and Hyam start? Will Broadhead be ready to play from the start? And even with some key absences, with Rathbone out until January and Windass injured, Parkinson still has options to field a very strong team. The next challenge is against QPR, who have also been inconsistent at the start of the season. Will Wrexham showcase the full strength of this new squad? The time has come for two big names to say goodbye. After helping the club achieve historic promotions and reach the Championship, they decided to seek new directions. One of them signed permanently with another League Two club, while the other went on loan to Wigan Athletic. Hard to believe, isn't it? These departures show, once again, how much Wrexham has grown under Ryan Reynolds, Rob McElhenney, and, of course, manager Phil Parkinson. And it wasn't just these players who left the squad this summer. After the window closed, other names also said goodbye. Some through mutual terminations, others signing with different Championship and League One clubs. But let's be honest, for the fans, these departed players already have a place in Wrexham's history. They have become modern legends, alongside other greats who have shaped this journey. And while we're on the subject of legends, we can't forget Ben Tozer. Between 2021 and 2024, he played 131 games, scored 7 goals, and was part of 2 historic promotions. Today, at 35 and retired, Tozer spoke about how special it was to wear the Wrexham jersey. He said in an interview that, even from afar, he still feels the desire to be part of that history, because the bond created there was unique. But he also made it clear, in football, there's a cycle. Sometimes, the time comes to make room for others. And that's exactly what happened. He explained that, although sad, he understood the club's decision. After all, to continue growing and reaching ever higher, new players need to take center stage. And couldn't this same feeling be applied to those who have left now? Players who may have had fewer minutes on the field this season, but who leave carrying love, gratitude, and the legacy of having helped make Wrexham what it is today. And Tozer didn't stop there. At the beginning of the summer, he had already made a bold prediction, that Wrexham would enter the Championship without fear of anyone, playing as equals against any opponent. The attitude of someone who truly wants to upset the big teams. And that's exactly the mentality Ryan and Rob have been building. Proof of this is the heavy investment, £40 million in reinforcements this summer. Yes, you heard right. More than even Barcelona spent. Now, their next stop is against QPR. A win could boost the group's morale and confidence for the rest of the season. Rob McElhenney and Ryan Reynolds spared no expense and gave Phil Parkinson their full support. 13 new signings arrived at Stoke Ras, including the club's most expensive signing, Nathan Broadhead, who cost £7.5 million and could reach £10 million. And it didn't stop there. Also arriving were big names like Liberato Kakase, George Thomason, Lewis O'Brien, Connor Cody, Kiefer Moore, Callum Doyle, Ben Sheaf, and Dominic Hyam. These 7-figure signings show the club is truly preparing for even greater heights. But the question is, how does this spending compare to that of Premier League clubs? And that's where it gets interesting. Wrexham spent more than Barcelona this summer, around £32.8 million, with a potential increase of £39.6 million. That's right, fans. The Red Dragons have surpassed the giants of world football. This investment impressed not only their championship rivals but also drew attention outside England. After all, no one imagined Wrexham spending at this level when Ryan and Rob took over the club in 2021. Now, of course, there's still a huge difference compared to the Premier League spending. Just to give you an idea, Fulham spent the least in the top flight, £34.5 million, a figure similar to Wrexham's, but still higher than the Dragons' initial outlay. Aston Villa also didn't lag far behind, investing around £37.5 million. Clubs like Crystal Palace, Brighton, Brentford, and Leeds spent less than £100 million. Now, when we look at the giants, the reality changes. Some exceeded £200 million in this window alone. But be careful, this doesn't mean Wrexham will stop. Quite the opposite. Planning for January has already begun, and the expectation is that another £10 million will be available for reinforcements. It's worth remembering that it was precisely in the last winter window that the club secured key signings, which helped them achieve promotion to the Championship. So the question remains, will more heavy investment be made in January to accelerate their Premier League dream? Wrexham fans, the transfer market was incredibly busy this summer. There were 13 confirmed signings, with 3 players arriving on deadline day alone. In total, almost £40 million was invested, a historic figure for the club. In fact, Wrexham broke its record by paying £10 million to sign Nathan Broadhead from Ipswich Town. But look, even after all this activity, the rumours don't stop. And the name of the moment is none other than Dele Alli. That's right. According to recent reports, Wrexham is among the clubs interested in the 29-year-old midfielder, who is now a free agent after his time at Como in Italy. But it won't be easy. Birmingham City, Tom Brady's West Brom, and even Swansea City are also eyeing the player. According to journalist Graham Bailey, there's a strong chance Alli will play in the Championship this season, and Wales could be his destination. Wrexham knows his talent, and Phil Parkinson would like to add more quality to the squad. But the competition promises to be strong. And speaking of talent, it's impossible to forget Dele Alli's numbers at his peak. He made 37 appearances for the England national team, was named PFA Young Player of the Year in 2016 and 2017, and had a phenomenal 2016-17 season when he scored 18 goals in the Premier League alone for Tottenham. In total, he scored 51 goals in 194 appearances in the world's most competitive league. Since then, things haven't gone so well. Everton, Besiktas, and now Como. Everywhere he's faced difficulties. But the question is, could Wrexham be the right place for a fresh start? He would be a high-impact signing, the kind that attracts attention even outside England. But is this the right time for the club to take a chance on a player like Alli? I want to hear your opinion. Would Dele Alli fit in well with this Wrexham team, or would he be too much of a risk? Leave a comment because this debate promises to be a great one. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and activate the notification bell. That way, you won't miss any updates about Wrexham and their journey to the Premier League. Bye, hugs, and don't forget, you're very special.